AFTV, Merry Christmas. I mean, I'll tell you what, it looked like our players definitely enjoyed it because they seemed so lacklustre tonight. Even though they had 30 shots on goal, it didn't look like we were going to score even if we had another 30, did we?
Nah. Listen, let down by defence today for the first time in a very, very long while because they was for the first goal. Second goal, I don't know how many more set pieces we're going to concede. How many more set pieces are we going to concede? I think we're in a whole season without conceding a goal from a set piece. Now it's a regular thing. It's like buses, regular, you know. And forward wise today, you know, we've been sussed. You know what I mean? All three of them today were let us down. They let us down, all three of them. Like, you know, poor as anything. Like, you know, you can sugarcoat it as much as you like. You know, chances were missed. I think West Ham had two chances, or three with a penalty. Scored two of them. You know, and the one that they should score. One. Yeah, the one that they should score with a penalty, they don't. But listen, David Moyes out-tacted him. He sussed what he had to do. We never looked like scoring. I give them credit for their defensive side of their game, the shape. They've got players in that team that wouldn't get in our team defensively, and they've put in a masterclass, and we haven't today. And at the end of it, their best midfield player's gone off after 20 minutes, shouldn't have even started. Showed a bit of desperation from them, but they've sucker punched us. They was in control. I thought they was in control. I know, like, you can say, oh, we've had all chances and all that, but they kept it to long range shots and things like that. And then when you have the good chances, Saka had one in the first couple of minutes, powder puff again. How many more times are you going to powder puff it into a goalkeeper? And then he's hit the post, which is unlucky. But then, you know, that their first effort, you know, like, again, I'm going to say it, Ben White took the player inside. Saka's just standing there. Just lets the player put a cross in. Oh, I don't know, well, shambolic after that. But listen, the defence, I'm going to say it now, have been our mainstay this season. But, you know, Robbie, if Martinelli got to the form of last season, Saka got to the last form of last season, Jesus got to the form of last season, we beat Liverpool and we win here tonight. But they're nowhere near at the level they were last season. And then you throw in Zinchenko in that, you throw in Ben White in that. You know, there's a lot of players that ain't playing well at this moment in time, but we're still up there. You know, we're still up there. Yeah. And you know, listen, you don't win the league in December, but you can lose it. So what we've got to do now is go to Fulham, defend properly, and make sure we win that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very important game now. But did it surprise you tonight, though, the lack of energy? You was there. We were both there at Liverpool. An intense game, and we can't moan about the Christmas period really, because we've had the longest time to and West Ham, the longest time to sort of rest between games. You know what I mean? And we just looked so lacklustre.
There's been a few performances like that. If we've been really honest about it, Chelsea away, very, very lacklustre.
All right, away, but this is at home.
Yeah, at home. You know, Fulham at home weren't great. You know, I have to look at it today. We was very, very slow in the build-up. I don't know why. You know, I look at it today and I think, right, it's hard to break down a block that they play in, a deep block. You know, other teams have found it hard, and we're in that way as well. But you've got to find a way, and by playing the slow football that we've done today, for the first time today, I'm going to say it now, for the first time all season, and credit to the players that have played in midfield. I think Kai Havertz was missed, by the way. That's the first time I've turned around today and said, we've missed Thomas Partey. We missed him in there, one that can hold the ball, play through the lines, and maybe like get Declan Rice running on and all that like. But every time it went in there weren't no cutting edge from that side of things. We didn't get in behind them enough today. And you know,
even he had a bad game, innit, Declan Rice?
Well, that's his worst game.
Yeah.
That's his worst game. You know, give away a penalty. You know, and listen, credit to them and credit to their fans. You know that you should have gone to a big club. Well, that's a very good banter that from them, like. But I don't know if they know what a big club is, because they certainly ain't one. You know what I mean, like. But credit to them today what they done. And I always said it. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Since we signed Declan Rice, West Ham has become an even tougher opposition now than whatever, because they've got the incentive. The fans are up for it a little bit more than what they normally were, and the players as well. Like, you know, because at the end of the day, him going to us is a knock at those players as well as those fans. You know, so they're going to go in there and put in that performance that little bit more, Robbie. And you know, if you're not on it, we've seen it today. You know what I mean? We've been fortunate in a few games this season. I think, like, you know, Luton away, very fortunate. If that last minute goal don't come in, we'd have dropped 8 to 9 points in 3 or 4 games. You know, poor performance. You know, at Newcastle. If you look at it from an attacking point of view, that's what I'm saying now. And from an attacking point of view, let's go on to that. A poor performance. You know what I mean? Poor performance again from the front three at Villa. You know what I mean? Something's got to get. Last season we was ripping teams apart. I don't know why that's not happening so much.
Do you think January transfer window got to go out and invest in a striker?
Do you know what? I look at it today, and the only reason that I do it, and I'm going to say this, is not having a go at Eddie, right? Because I thought he'd come on and worked hard today. But what is he like? He's similar. He's similar to Jesus. What we needed today was something completely different. And I looked at it today, and I don't care what anybody says, as much as I love the Arsenal at this moment and the players are going on, Trossard, like for like. You're bringing on Reece Nelson today, like for like. You know, we've been sus, Robbie. Right, teams have sussed how to handle our 2 wide players at this moment. Double up on Saka, double up on Martinelli, right, and they're nowhere near as fluent as ever, like, you know. So what do? We bring on like for like, and what actually we're doing is we're bringing on like for like that are not as good as the 2 players that we're bringing off, because otherwise they'd be starting. So what you've got to do is mix it up a little bit, get in somebody a little bit different, like, you know. Now, I don't know who that is, you know what I mean? Like, people will go on about Ivan Toney and fuck this and that, but what we need to do is have a plan B or something different to what we've got on that. Most of the time it'll work. 10, 20 games a season it's going to work, but you know, there's 38 games in a season. Other games you've got to go something different and do something different today. You know, and we didn't look like, I'll be really honest today, you know, we didn't look like scoring today, like, you know, and listen, I've had a great Christmas and then the Arsenal come along, like, you know, and you know, it's totally ruined now thanks to...
hopefully we'll have a happy new year.
Well, you know, we've got Fulham now, and I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit worried about that now, because my confidence has been knocked a little bit from that performance today. I didn't see anything that tells me that Arsenal are going to go on and win the title. And when I look at it today, David Moyes, all that experience that he's got, that's twice now he's done Mikel in, you know, the League Cup game and this one here. I am worried when I look at Pep and I look at Klopp. And I don't think there's too much between Arsenal as a team, as Liverpool, as there is in Manchester City as well this season. But I look at those 2 managers, and they've got a wealth of experience, and they've done it and all that. I'm not having a go at Mikel when I say this. I'm saying that they've got the wealth of experience. They know how to win things. We've got a manager that hasn't quite got over the line yet, and I think that is a bit of a worry. I looked at it today. And we was found wanting. We was found wanting today, like, you know. It's not the end of the world. Let's not get overboard about it, you know. At the end of it now, what we have to do now is go to Fulham and win. If we don't go to Fulham and win, Rob, we're in problems. There's problems. You know, okay. I do think there's problems. But, listen, sometimes, even Arsenal, the great Arsenal teams that have won leagues, have struggled 1 game or 2 games at home in the season. It happens, like, you know. So I know people are angry today. I'm angry. I'm annoyed and everything. But I don't think it's a time to melt down and go, you know, whatever. We didn't play that bad because we created 30 odd chances, as you said, like, you know. I mean, I'd be more worried if we didn't create anything. So at the end of the day, ain't the end of the world, like. But I'm glad I ain't got a cat or a dog today. That's all I'm saying.